Swiggity sorty, let's get that booty.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Slim Cogcast. I will let you know firsthand, this is a re-record because of the previous track. I did record it, but when I truncated everything, it started cutting off the speech. So I'm just going to do this one raw as is and push it out as soon as possible to have it ready for the YouTube podcast. And we're going to do a re-upload for Spotify and everyone else. So we're just going to drill through everything. It's going to be much shorter because we're just going to get down to the brass taxes. If you really want to hear the original, as abysmal as it may be, if it doesn't bother you, then go ahead. It's already up on Spotify only. And I can't believe I only caught this right before I uploaded and started editing it for the YouTube video, because I was so busy and I was rushing myself, and I've been doing so much lately that my brain's been everywhere. But no excuses, we're going to get it done again. Now with that out of the way, we're just going to jump right in. Thank you for coming to another episode of the Slim Cogcast, and always remember that my name is Slim Cognito, and you're damn right that I'm black. Starting off, the anime that I've been planning on watching and have not finished yet, I'm about 4 to 6 episodes left on Nanbaka Season 2. And we're going to jump into another anime called Burn the Witch that I've been recommended. So hopefully that's going to be very entertaining. And also, we're going to be looking toward this Netflix series for Resident Evil. Moving from there, the games that I've been playing this week have been a lot of Genshin Impact. We hopefully will be able to stream some of that for you. And I got a chance to play a round of Among Us with the Autumn Ivy, an influencer and bodybuilder or all-around fitness and positive influence coach type of personality on the internet. I think she has an Instagram. She also has Twitter, and she streams on Twitch. Go ahead, check her out. Shout out to Autumn Ivy. We had a little, a few games, about 3 games of Among Us, and it was very enjoyable. I got a chance to kill her as an imposter, and it felt good. If you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen the screenshots and most of the information about that as well. Now, also, if you also follow me, I've been posting some pictures of some leaked content and pictures that have surfaced on the internet about the PlayStation 5 over in Russia. There's been some not only screenshots but pictures taken of people using the PlayStation 5. We see the UI, little bits of it. It looks to be somewhat a rendition or derivative of the cross media board from the PlayStation 3, and it may be just the best one yet. But the biggest thing to take away from the 2 big things: one, we saw a mouse cursor on the screen, so likely the PlayStation 5 will be compatible with mouse and keyboard from the door. It's possible that it will have those controls implemented to where it's going to be something like just buying a cheaper PC, which would make sense. And you can build yourself a gaming PC for about $600 anyway, so it would be very fitting, to say the least. And also, we've noticed that the solid state drive default storage that comes with the PlayStation 5 is going to be a 1 terabyte SSD. And after the amount of space allocated and partitioned for the OS to use, likely for suspending apps and other, miscellaneous things, you are left with a usable space of 665 gigabytes of space on that SSD on the default PlayStation 5 out of the box. So this seems to be the thing that's going around, and it just might be the truth that we're dealing with right now, which isn't a lot of space, seeing the games are going up in their length of, well, the proper term being the length of the game size, or you could also say the weight of it. But being that these games are getting so huge, the biggest hallmark being Call of Duty, Modern Warfare was 250 gigabytes, if I recall correctly, just reported about 2 days ago. And I'm not sure. I really don't think that's necessary. I really do think that they doing this for shock and awe value to get a lot of attention and clicks around the internet. Because nothing angers people more than the most popular game ever taking up so much space to where they can't play their other games. But let's be honest. I mean, what else do people play? 2K? So anyway, moving on from trash games, let's get right off into the news. Now, as I've already mentioned, that there's a CG Resident Evil series about Claire and Leon coming to Netflix. and it's hopefully going to be interesting. I don't know if there's going to be a separate isolated story or a retelling of the events of Resident Evil 2 and 4 and maybe 6 or what, but I would love to see these things unfold, and hopefully it'll be very enjoyable. Maybe it's a continuation of the other CG Resident Evil movies. I'm not positive, but I hope that it will have the same amount of quality, choreography, animation, and all around production. So yeah, I'm ready for that. Jumping right on into the next thing on the docket, Minecraft has jumped over to a Nintendo IP and cemented its position forever in Smash Brothers. And now we have Steve from Minecraft. Like I said, to sum everything up, like I said, the first time we recorded is that I can't really be mad because Minecraft is huge and he kind of earned that spot. He deserves it. It makes sense. People love Minecraft, although I hate it. I really couldn't care for it. I've tried it. I think I've spoken about this on the podcast ad nauseum. It's just not a game for me, and it's not rewarding enough for what it's asking you to put in. It feels like playing The Sims with extra steps and overall less fun because of the enemies and mobs. The AI is made to piss you off, and I'm not really down for that. So anyway, to get back on topic, yeah, now that he's in Smash, the only thing that people are worried about now is he's going to be able to literally guard the edge using blocks, and that's going to be really dangerous. Hopefully they're going to patch it and fix that together, but we'll see how broken he is once he's released. Now, next on the docket, Capcom has removed Denuvo from the Resident Evil 3 remake. Denuvo, for those who don't know, is an anti-piracy measure third-party company who makes anti-piracy for PC games and PC titles and releases. Now, the purpose of it was to keep people from pirating the game, but after 6 months to a year, a game cannot really turn much of a profit because most of the purchases of that game 6 months after its release are used copies if it's physical, and if it's digital, it's on sale. So that's why you see so many sales on PSN and on Steam and all these other storefronts when it comes to digital, is to incentivize people to not buy the physical copy, because physical copies are really killing or cutting into, rather not killing, but cutting into a lot of the business and profits that the first party developers and publishers are looking toward in order to make a profit. So that's the biggest thing to worry about. Now, next thing on the docket, just to move along, because the use of Denuvo pretty much is just only useful after about 6 months to a year. And since it's a third-party company making this software for them and these anti-piracy measures, most likely they would have to pay for this service. And pretty sure they wouldn't be, it's not much incentive to keep paying for a service after the game's not really making much. So it's about cutting losses rather than making more. All right, next on the docket, the Spider-Man Remaster changes a lot, including Peter Parker's face. So the Spider-Man PS4 Remaster is coming out for the PS5, and it's going to be included with the Miles Morales Spider-Man. And it will not, apparently there's going to be some issues with transferring saves from the PS4 to the PS5, which is not a big deal. And there's also going to be the fact that they're going to be changing a lot of things, not only from textures and adding in new content, but also that they're changing the face of Peter Parker. It seems like they're changing the face. I don't completely believe that that's what's going on. Maybe it's a choice thing. I'm not sure. We won't know until the game comes out. But it seems like they have a new facial actor, face model. And the biggest thing that I see is the original face model for Spider-Man PS4. I'm pretty sure he's gotten paid very well off of his royalties. That game sold millions of copies. It was like a game of the year for several people. It was super huge, and I don't see the purpose of anybody feeling bad for him that much. But yeah, he's got his, I assume, or hope so. And also, this new Peter Parker does not look like he could be Peter Parker. I mean, Peter Parker is not really that definitive of a recognizable character. Right? You can't really mistake. You could easily mistake Peter Parker for any slim build Caucasian male around his late teens and early 20s. So high school to college years, brunette, and you have Peter Parker. It's not that hard to do. The least accurate rendition of Peter Parker was Andrew Garfield. So, and to be blatantly fair with you, PS4 Spider-Man was like a knockoff dollar store Andrew Garfield, if anything. So, my personal opinion is that you can't really go wrong just by changing Peter Parker. Is not a big deal. I'm more concerned with the fact that Miles Morales is the new hotness. He looks cool. He looks better. He has a good haircut, and everything about his whole thing looks amazing. So I'm more concerned about that. That seems to be the more important thing. Otherwise, yeah, fuck all that. That shit's stupid. I don't even know why people mad about it. Y'all dumb. All y'all dumb. I don't even care. I don't even care. Y'all dumb. We done had Peter Parker look like several different people over the past 20 years, and now y'all mad because he got changed in a video game? The fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. So anyway, next on the docket, AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT will challenge the RTX 3080 16 gigabyte for $550 to $700. This new AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT is supposedly, has 6 gigabytes more VRAM than the 3080, and it's supposed to be competitive power wise with the 3080. So of course it won't have like the deep learning AI and deep learning super sampling features and whatnot that's exclusive to Nvidia, but apparently it's supposed to be somewhat equal. Really, I don't really see anything wrong with this. It's much more affordable. They're really just their marketing tactic is more going toward developing for more, how can you say, a more affordable and functional hardware rather than pushing for cutting edge, and it's going to work. I think this is going to sell pretty well because the RTX 30 series is so hard to get a hold of right now because it's constantly being sold out. But still, when it comes down to it, and the difference between graphics cards is always going to come down to the drivers. And in the end, NVIDIA's drivers always come out on top. Usually is what I've known from track record and history and research. But yeah, still it looks like a decent card that people will go and grab. Even though I am Team Green in my build, I doesn't really hate on Team Red either because I do have a Team Red CPU in my build. So it's, I mean, how much worse could it get? Anywho's, you have next on the docket, the Xbox Series X will allow users to delete parts of games to free up space, which mostly coming over the article to surmise it as thus. Well, I won't surmise it. I'll summarize it as thus, which would mean when you have the option, kind of like on the PS4, to download a new game, say Call of Duty or something, they give you the option at the store, which it never works for me. I don't know. Maybe it works for others, but it will give you the option to download the multiplayer first and prioritize that, or prioritize downloading the single player. And I think that this is going to be something more like you can download the game, single player and multiplayer, finish the single player campaign, and then delete that part of the game off and just play the multiplayer to free up space, which would make sense and seems to be pretty smart. And a very much needed feature for the new Call of Duty, especially if it's going to have the same sizes, the same size game as the previous Modern Warfare. So this is something very needed. And next on the docket, it's not that much more to it, really. That's just all it is. It's something we should have had since been. But next on the docket will be the former Rockstar Games president gets $42 million to create a Grand Theft Auto rival. So now Grand Theft Auto usually had no competition, honestly, when it came to an open world, modern day, metropolitan city, like, I guess you could call it a third-person shooter gameplay. The king was always Rockstar's titles. Okay, from Grand Theft to Bully and everything else in between, like Red Dead. Rockstar had it on lock, and every other developer that made the same type of genre of game tried to be like Rockstar but did not have the budget. So the only one that was a successful rival to Rockstar, in my humble opinion, was Volition Saints Row, because they chose to go in a different direction rather than trying to beat their competition at their own game. Same thing with AMD and their graphics cards up against Nvidia. Instead of trying to beat them at their own game, they go a different direction to please a crowd that isn't completely satisfied by the biggest and the baddest in the market. And that's amazing. That's a smart move, because Saints Row is amazing, and AMD's cards sell. They make money. So, I mean, hell, why not? So, now, apparently, there's been some things about him leaving Rockstar North, because there were some disagreements in business, and after GTA 5 went huge, the parent company Take-Two Interactive, I think it was, um, did not pay them the royalties, didn't pay them the royalties as they should have in the agreements or whatnot. Some shady things were going on, but he took them to court for it, and they settled the court privately. The court's results was private, so they did not really release the what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, the results were not released, but the only thing that he did state was that things were taken care of, and in my book, I believe that he just got paid. So moving on from there, it looks like we're gonna have us a good GTA rival coming up. Hopefully that budget is enough. I wouldn't imagine that it is. They might need a little. I don't know. Hopefully that's enough though. But yeah, looks like we're gonna get something that's actually gonna go up against Rockstar, which is interesting. If they really want to hit everybody over the head, we don't need GTA 6 right now. What we need is Bully 2, in my opinion. Now, next on the docket, Apex Legends will be getting crossplay support tomorrow, literally tomorrow as of this recording. And that means that, of course, for those who don't know, crossplay means consoles playing with not only opposing, well, I won't say opposing, consoles playing with PC players as well as other consoles. So that means PS4 players playing with Xbox, also playing with PC players. And this is going to be great. Hopefully it'll be great. And I really, really hope that I can transfer my account over, because I really don't like grinding all over for my stuff. I don't even have all my characters unlocked on PC yet, because I don't feel like grinding it every day to unlock Mirage. I get stuck with playing certain characters because I can't buy my other secondary mains, or my old main isn't as good as she used to be, etc. Or I'm just too addicted to Bloodhound and don't really want to use anybody else unless I have Mirage um or well, they really need to buff crypto actually. But long story short, it looks like they're going to be shaking some things up when it comes to the servers, and I will be there for it. We'll try it out, and hopefully it's going to be enjoyable. Now, and lastly on the docket, but certainly not least, was the PlayStation 5 reportedly only having 664 gigabytes of usable storage, which is I've already covered for the most part through the leak screenshots, pictures, and what else that we've been seeing going around the internet. It apparently hit Resetera first, which I've been considering joining Resetera in order to get a curb on the news. But to be perfectly honest with you, I hate the environment. I've seen what it's like. I don't really like being in an environment that's overly moderated to please a bunch of snowflake people, and it's highly corrupted. I don't want to be around a place like that. If I am wrong, please let me know, inform me, and I'll try my best. But the type of person that I am, who actually still has a sense of humor in 2020, even if it ain't morbid humor, I don't even use morbid humor like I used to, but it's hard to have a sense of humor on the internet as is. And I'll be damned if I use Resetera and then suddenly I have to, deal with those type of things. And I like to actually be involved in communities and communicate. So if I can't communicate and my blackness is mistaken for any type of harassment, or, or any type of, abusable way to get me banned because of some type of, misinterpretation or misconstruing of my words, I can't have that. All right. So all in all, This has been a re-recording of the podcast. I really have to catch you guys up. And another thing I wanted to say, since it's spooky season, we wanted to stream some Evil Within 2. And we're going to be jumping into hopefully some other spooky games, depending on how long it takes us to do the Evil Within. And we're really, really busy, but hopefully not too busy for you guys. So keep a lookout. We're gonna be doing some streaming. Hopefully, if my network is not dropping frames, I'll be able to stream some Genshin Impact for you guys, and we could have a good time. Because right now I am level. What is my adventure level? I think it's like what 40 something. I can't recall. I think it's like. No. I'm crazy. I think it's like 26, not 40 something. My character levels are like 40. I got 2 characters level 40 and 2 35, and the rest are like 20. So I've just been putting in a lot of work, and I've just completed every waypoint on the game in the map like this morning. So all in all, let's agree to meet up at the same time, same place next week. This one's gonna be super short, since I drilled everything down and just recalled the stuff that my talking points from earlier, and didn't really go into too much detail. It's now like a 20-something minute video, but hopefully this will suffice. And I'll hit y'all next week with the update. I might, if y'all like this format, the shorter videos more, I might just switch it over to like This Week in Gaming with Slim or some shit like that. We'll see. Just let me know. Give me some feedback. Help me to help you. Help me to help you. Scrubs reference. Anyway, get out of here. Go home. Have a good time. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Get you a snack and hug your mama. Tell you you love her. Now, always remember the channel motto though, that intentions are the most important. Actions ain't nothing but loud, and words don't mean a damn thing. Y'all take care of yourselves out there, and peace.